Pretty well. I think we just got to keep laying the foundation, keep chucking away, keep going at each other every day, and we're getting somewhere. We're getting far, man. We got a lot of talent on this team. I'll tell you that. But talent only takes you so far. So we just got to continue to keep working hard, keep chowing down on defense, make sure that's as great as it can be. Keep listening to coach. Keep doing overtime. You know what I'm saying? Off the court stuff. Because it's not optional. We got to make sure we get paid nowadays. So got to keep reminding everybody that this is the optional stuff isn't optional. So, and just go out there and give it our best shot.
What characteristics or qualities impress you the most so far about this group?
Man, we have so many of those on this team. Joe Son's a really good player. We got so much. Like BJ's a really good player. JQ is a silent killer. Big Sean's a loud killer. Like we gotta not literally, but we just got a lot of guys who do different things, and I feel like we just gotta put it together and just keep bonding. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Communication and just keep being there. We went to the fair the other day, the state fair, and we had a good time. So just keep doing little stuff like that and keep coming together.
Last time you were here speaking with us, you talked about your first impressions of Jaden, his work ethic, but Joe Son wasn't here at the time. Was there any, first impressions, whether it's on or off the court, that you saw from him?
From Joe Son? Oh, no, he's a really good player. Man, he is his IQ is one thing that surprised me a little bit. I knew he could score, but he does a good job of once he finds out that people can notice he can score, he does a good job of dishing the ball. So that's a good thing that he needs to have going into the season. So I feel like that's a surpriser that people need to think about.
Is the offensive capability of this team
higher than last year? Yeah, the ceiling's way higher. I can't tell you how high the ceiling is because we got a lot of pieces who do a lot of stuff. Because we got so many guys. We got Bashir, we got Amir, we got Mason Alliston, who's all really good guys, and you can go down the list. So it's just so many things that we got to tie in and just find ways to put it together. But at the same time, I feel like we are all so good in different ways that we all can stand out.
As one of the returners of this group, have you challenged yourself to be more of a leader, whether that be vocally or just how you handle it yourself?
I think for me, it's just that I think last year I kind of came in as in I wanted to fit into the culture because they had made it to the tournament the year before instead of just being Adam Miller. And I feel like now it's kind of like, okay, be Adam Miller and also set the tone of what we're going to do here. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of had to rebrand that culture a little bit, with new guys on the coaching staff, new guys on the floor. But I think for me personally, it was just being Adam Miller, remembering who I am, and then just going out and just making sure I lay the foundation for what this team needs to do every day.
And you can't force it, but like you said, being you, but how does that help build the chemistry? I mean, like you said, a lot of new guys come in, a lot of good players, but you said going to the fair, but just the chemistry, how has that been built so far? How is that building with this team so far?
I think it's building with the competition. I think that we go at it in there. Like, I don't know if you guys got to see, but this whole week we just been going at it. Like, my team, the first day we got swept, but then after that it's just been, it was fierce. I told everybody to get a good night's sleep after that, and then we came back and it's been crazy out there, but I can't say too much of the things that was being said. But that when you play teams like Houston, Iowa State, who it's gonna be a fight every day. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna scrape your knee a couple times, you're gonna leave with some bruises. But if you do that every day in practice, it's gonna be second nature when you go out there and do it.
How much of that competitiveness has sort of been brought by Bobby and instilling it in the rest of the team?
I think it's kind of just. It kind of just happened, honestly. I think Coach brings it, obviously, because Coach knows what it looks like, but it kind of just happened. Like last year, it happened sometimes, but it really wasn't. Like, we knew what we were going to do every day, and we went at it. But this year, it's like, yeah, like from the get-go, it's like, okay, we about to go at it. And that's one thing that me being on the team my freshman year at Illinois, where we were #1 seed going to the tournament, then the next season, even though I didn't play that season, tearing my ACL that summer, going at it every day with that team and just so on and so forth. Just I kind of can sell. Like when teams compete, I'm like, okay, we got a good squad here because we compete.
After a slightly maybe disappointing season for the team last year and you being part of that team, how hungry are you this season to sort of right those wrongs?
Super. I think that the level and the standard I set myself with that set myself for and my team for last year wasn't met, and I think that I know, and I know what that looks like. So this year is like like I said, I go out every day and I compete. Like, you know what I'm saying? We play Gonzaga, we play Duke, we play all these teams. I know that they're going to compete. So I got to make sure that I go at these guys and set the tempo and set the pace so that we do that when we lay that foundation.
What have you seen from the three young guys as far as how they are as people and in the locker room and off the court?
I think that whoever they were with prepared them well. I think that it just shows that whoever was with these guys, their parents, their trainers, set these guys up for to have a great season, because these guys come in, they get extra work in, they don't complain, they be where they need to be, and they come out and compete. Man, we got a good group of young guys, probably the best group of young guys I've ever played with.
There's been a lot of talk about versatility. What have you seen from this group that's allowed you guys to be so versatile on both ends of the court?
On both ends of the court, I think athleticism is one of the things that allows us to do that. I think all around we have a more athletic team. I think our IQ, we have a really good team. Like, we know how to space the floor in certain times. We know how to find each other. We're learning each other's niches, and we just compete. I think that's just the big thing. Like, you know, no team is perfect. Like, there's times out there where things may get cluttered, but I feel like the fact that we compete, we listen to coach. You know what I'm saying? We do a good job of listening. We're coachable, and we stay disciplined. It shows out there, and it's only been a week now.
What makes JQ a silent killer?
What makes JQ a silent killer? Because he's the type of guy who draws a lot of contact and get fouls every time and still finishes. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. One of the strongest 17-year-olds I swear I've ever seen in my life.
What about a large killer?
Huh?
What about a large killer?
A large killer? Yeah, that too. Man, who's ever guarding him is going to have a tough night. That's all I can say.
What does that do for you, having a guy like that?
Make me happy, because I get, you know, I'm one of those guys people tend to not leave. So you don't leave and you don't help whoever's guarding him. Good luck.
Be excited for some two big man lineups they're going to be seeing in any of the games this season.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I don't know if anybody, JQ can shoot it too. So like, he's going to space the floor, and then when Sean rolls, we already know how high he can go up top. So it's like, yeah, pick your poison, and we're going to roll with whatever you do. We're going to do the opposite. Whatever you take away.
For what we were able to see today, you were particularly vocal. When you have so many newcomers and you're still trying to feel everything out and going through this competition, how important is it to be vocal and, you know, have a few of those guys be those drivers and not necessarily a lead by example type guy?
Yeah, I think that's just my role. Like, just going out there and you know, talking every day. You know, some of these we got so many guys who play basketball, but they're kind of quiet. You know, I've never been like that. Like, I'm like, if I'm gonna talk a lot out of practice, I'm gonna talk a lot in practice. You know what I'm saying? And it's just something that along my way, playing with a lot of guys older than me that I picked up along the way, and playing with a lot of great players all the time, Team USA camps and teams, and I just learned to pick up to just kind of be that leader. So I've always had that in me, and I know if I want to play at the next level, I got to be vocal. So I got to do that with these guys and show them that, like, hey, this is not church. Like I was saying out there, like, my grandma's house gets louder than this sometimes. So this is nothing to me. We got to talk.
To that point too, I know, because last year and you were in some games too that, you know, maybe some calls got away, some emotion gets away. But with your leadership, like you're saying, I mean, even talking, but how big is it for you to kind of lead the team? And okay, maybe if there's one call, just, you know, stay away from the refs, just play the game. Yeah,
I think you always got to have that guy out there. I think that you know, it just comes with being a vet and responsibility. I think that you know, the time I put in, like, I don't want to be a front runner. Like, I don't want to be a guy who my stuff stinks and I'm just saying something to somebody every time. That's not who I am. I'm the type of guy, I know I'm putting extra work in. I know that I'm going out there and I'm competing at a high level. I'm going to show everybody that. Then I'm going to start saying something. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to set the foundation. Then I'm going to, like, okay, look, you see how it's done. Now all you have to do is try. And nobody's going to get mad at you for trying. If you put the effort in, then, like, you're not going to set yourself up for failure. You know, sometimes you lose, sometimes things don't work, but being vocal and reminding guys that, hey, the game goes like this, but if you do what you're supposed to do, you talk, you know, you play with urgency, you're where you're supposed to be, you do film work after, everything is going to, you know, fall in line.
last year you had a defensive identity. With all the offensive challenge you've added this year and how excited you are for that ceiling, how do you maintain the mentality on the defensive side?
Yeah, I think that you just gotta emphasize it because the Big 12 is very physical, and if you play a team like Kansas, they're gonna run their stuff, and if you fall asleep, it's game over. You're gonna lose, especially if you're playing at their house. You get them 2 buckets, you look up, now they're up 20 probably because they're gonna get probably 3 more, and so like you can't fall asleep. Like I think that my experience allows me to like know and see that the importance of 1 or 2 plays. You can't take plays off at this level. And like I said, we're professionals, so we got to make sure we do what we do. Point blank period.
Thanks, Adam.